Luke, I am your father. Lead them to me, I will deal with them myself. Hello, this is the Retro Bear speaking to you live from the Gaming Pantry with another pickups video. Yes, it's the Retro Bear once again in the Gaming Pantry. Thank you very much indeed for your time, wherever you may be, whatever you may be doing, and wherever in the world you may be. Yes, it's another round of Tat from the Chops, as it's commonly known as Oh No, Not Him Again. Yes, thank you very much indeed for your time. If you are here for the very, very first occasion, thank you very much indeed for tuning in. If you do like what you see, don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, and tick that notification bell, because sometimes it works. It hasn't been working a lot apparently from what I hear, but there we go. If you are back here once more, it's more of the same rubbish, which you seem to enjoy, so thank you very much indeed for wasting your time by coming back and having a look at what's new in the world's smallest gaming room, which now can be testified by other people, but not for 2 more weeks until we get to that pickups video. All will become clear. Let us address the game in the room, which is, as you can see, Titanfall. It's pretty bloody obvious what it is. I have no idea. It appears to be full of giant robots and things. No manual with it. I'm pretty sure there's meant to be a manual in there. I dare say someone will be able to tell me if there is or there isn't. If you have played it, do let me know, because it might be quite good. Future multiplayer games. That's rather unusual. But it looks rather good. I think it's a sort of game I'm going to be very good at, but when has that ever been the case before? But it does set a rather nice backdrop, and as long as it keeps going, along Tomb Raider, we should be alright. It's one thing I noticed about today's stream, they put a lot of artificial light in here. We have to, because when I record a video, the window, which is sort of directly behind the camera, the sun moves round, so it's sort of moving from this side of the picture here, and sort of about 3 o'clock on a sort of summertime, it sort of hits there, and then you get sunlight burning through here, so it's impossible. So I can't record during the afternoon without to close the curtains and put the artificial light on, and I can't record at night because it's too dark, so I have to put all the closed curtains and put the artificial light on. The only time I can record is sort of first thing in the morning, because the sun's on the back of the house. So if it does appear brighter than it should do, because obviously there's a lot of white behind here, for one way in black, just to try and sort of bring things in a bit, then we'll see how we go. Anyway, what are we here? We are here for a very, very special pickups video. Now, it's not often I say that it's a very, very special pickups video, but it is. It is a very special pickups video, because this is an epiphany. This is sort of one of those jaw-dropping moments when you go, what the hell am I doing? And it's been brewing for some time. But in a way, it's a nice epiphany, because it will allow me to be a bit more specific, less than being random. And that's probably a good thing. Although, judging by what's happened since then, it's going to cost me a lot more than I've been spending beforehand. What it was, let me just talk you through it. After my last round of pickups, I thought, well, what would be quite a good idea would be to try and get back to doing what Retro Bear does best, which is buy a lot of stuff which doesn't cost a lot of money and is generally in bulk. You know, bear on where we started with this. You know, when I started this, built this. Well, that's how I started. When we built this room 4.25 years ago now. There was very little space for anything else to go on. This was all completely different, okay? And this pile of Wii games here sort of sat very nicely on that one part of that shelf there, 15 of them, whatever. That is like 3.5 years work behind me, sort of sat there, picking those up. which is an astonishingly stupid long time to try and do a full set for. But I keep saying I'm not doing a full set, or I'm not doing a full set. I don't know. Perhaps I am. I may get there one day. I doubt it. But it's just, a case of just sort of finish. That's why we've got the PlayStation 2 wall over there, which you can't see. I'm not moving the camera again. If you want to go and look at the PlayStation Wall 2 looks like, go and look at the last video because it's on there. And that's why there's boxes round the house full of stuff, which I've got plans for. So I thought, well, last few weeks I've not put an awful lot. Let's do one of my old-fashioned sort of going into CEX with a 20 quid note and buy as much stuff as I possibly could do, which would be great. And I managed to identify across two sort of CEX stores about 30 games that cost 75p and under. And I would only spend £1 if I absolutely had to, or I'd run out of other games to get. So it's a bit of a challenge. So I know some of you like the challenge videos. So I'd identified this list, and again it was across cross systems. I was trying not to, but no sports games. Unless it was a non-simulation type, so like a cartoony sort of sports game would count. But Madden, FIFA, we're not doing that. Not doing that. That may be one pick-up video in the future in itself, but no. So nothing like that, and it was going to be 75p or under, so 75p or 50p, £1 if I needed to do so, and again, following my very, very strict rules of getting the manual with it, getting make sure that everything's intact. And I drew a huge shortlist, right? Massive shortlist. We actually came back with that, which is not 28 games, is it? Oh no. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So we come back with 17 out of 28. In fact, it may be more than 28. It's 2 weeks, 3 weeks ago. I can't remember now. But there was a lot there, and the reason of the games there was because there were no manuals, because the boxes were damaged, because the games weren't on the shelf. One of my local CEX have got a game in stock apparently that they've had in stock for 2 years, which they haven't got, and it's still on their website saying they've got it. I've told them 3 times. Boxes missing, manuals missing. Even then, that wasn't a prerequisite for what went right, because as you'll see from here, my own stupidity, a couple of those got through the system, and actually used to have been less than this. This is all CEX stuff, nothing else from here, and it's all sort of low grade. And there's a load of PS2 games in there. I've stopped collecting PS2. Well, I bought a load of PS2 games. My God, this is a car crash. This is an absolute car crash of a set of pickups. It really is. But the epiphany comes at the end of it, so we'll get there. Let's start deal with. Let's do the 360 stuff first, because we're already off and running with the cock-ups. First up was, like I said, now I said no sports simulations, but I don't class this particular sport as a simulation. Well, I don't. Calm down. I don't class this particular sport as a sport anyway, because it's motor racing. It's driving cars. I drive a car for a living. No one pays me to do it. So why should I class this as a sport? So this is Formula 1 2011. On the 360. Nice copy. I think it's got some downloadable. I think there appears to be some sort of single-use online access code. So stuff there. But I do like the Formula 1 games. I do like my racing games. So like I said, I don't really class that as a sports game. This one, which I hadn't got surprisingly, I don't know how I managed not to have this game, but I haven't, so I've got it now, and this is Time Shift. Now, I did say I made a special exception. That if I ran out of games that I couldn't pick up because for one reason they weren't there, lost, damaged, eaten, destroyed, never existed in the first place, I would sort of make an exception and spend £1. There's 3 games in here which I've done that with. I'm trying to remember which is the third one. In fact, I know what it is. This is the first one. So Time Shift for £1. It's totally random, this. Totally random. I'm ranting, which is always a bad sign. I'm getting wound up about it now, and I'm just going to lose all concept of what I'm doing. But there we go. So Time Shift for £1. Again, I've walked past that so many times thinking I've got it. First cock-up. John Woo presents Stranglehold. Can you see what the problem is there? It says John Woo presents Stranglehold down the spine. Now, what everybody knows who's watching Retro Bear channel regularly will know that I'm very, very, shall we say, up on my alphabetising games. I pronounced that correctly first time, so it does go to show I'm really winding myself up. I have this on my manual list as Stranglehold. So, no, I have this in my... That's it. I have this in my collection under J for John Woo. I have this on my phone as in collection, as in John Woo. So when I looked on the CEX website, it said Stranglehold. So I went through my phone looking for Stranglehold. And of course I thought, oh, I haven't got Stranglehold. That's a game I'm going to get. When I got home, I thought, first rule of bloody Retro Bear collecting. And I thought, hang on a second. Yeah, I've got this. So I've got a copy of Stranglehold. I've already got this. So I'm just going to show you that again. So this is probably going to be another spare case because, quite frankly, if you haven't got this game, yeah, I didn't particularly enjoy it. I think it was a great game. Another cock-up which I got over here on the shelf. Oh, where is it? It will be down there, won't it? I also bought a copy of this, which is Mythmaker's Superkart GP. Okay, which I paid £1 for. Now, why did I pick that up and why is it on the shelf? Well, one is I've already got it. So this is the copy that I'd already got. And secondly is because I managed to convince myself, once again, that my list is not as good as it should be. Because, as my brain thinks it is, because my brain convinced me I haven't got that. I've got it on the bloody... I mean, Christ almighty, it's on the bloody shelf. So even I'm doubting my own list now. So this, I've already got. And to be honest with you, the copy I've got is a bit grubbier than that. So I'm going to need a good clean, but I can use the case as sort of a tart up on one of the other ones I've got. So already with two, we've got 4 games in, and I've already got 2 games of them. Paid £1 for this one. And again, this is again my brain saying I've already got this, when actually in actuality I haven't got it. So this is Happy Feet 2 on the Wii. I didn't even know they made a Happy Feet 2, but I was utterly convinced I'd already got it, but I haven't. I got the first one. Game and film about dancing penguin with diminishing returns. Get your happy on. Features original music by Grammy award-winning artiste Ozzo Matley. No idea. All I know is it's got singing and dancing penguins in it, and it's depressing enough as it is. Let's do PS3. Cock-up 3 will come right at the end, I think. PS3. So, again, games that I hadn't got. Again, I'm surprised I haven't got this one. This is Gran Turismo Prologue. Which, again, dirt cheap game to pick up. I've got Driving Academy, I think, or Academy Club, I think, edition for it. I think now I've got pretty much all the Gran Turismo games apart from the most recent releases. But all the old pre-generation ones, I've got those, so that's good. This is the game we had originally, which I think we traded in for possibly Modern Warfare 3. I don't know. It's Killzone 2, featuring Brian Cox. No, not that one. The other one. Not Things Can Only Get Better, Brian Cox. Oh, Professor Brian Crisp Packet, as he's known in this house, because he seemed to collect enough crisp packets that week to send off for a doctorate. So there we go. Killzone 2. Here's a game that I own on the Wii, but it's called I think it's called Knockout Party or something on the Wii. This is Facebreaker, which I think was 75 pence. Boxing type game, I think. I've got nothing to say about it. It's a boxing game, and if it's like Ready to Bloody Rumble and Black and Bruised, I'm not really going to be playing it for very long. I've already got one of these in the series. I think I can't remember what it's called now. This is Operation Flashpoint and Red River, so I've got the other one. I'm going to pay 75p for this one. So again, actually, the thing about buying these games, because they're so cheap, they've got multiple copies of, so you're able to sort of go through and find a decent copy with a decent case and some instructions in it and all that. So that is the advantage of picking up common games, is you can go through the 25 copies on the shelf and find yourself a decent one. And then finally, games I've already got on the 360. One of the first games I actually bought on the 360 when I got a 360. And the manual is, the cover is slightly raised. I'll stick that back down there, that's better. And this is Homefront, which I don't think is anything to do with the TV series. But again, this was, again, I think there's 5 copies of this on the shelf, and this was the nicest one of the lot. Manual was absolutely immaculate. From the writer of Red Dawn, a terrible Richard Gere film, and Apocalypse Now, which is an absolute classic. So 50%, not bad. Exclusive content, Take the Fight Online, which you probably can't do now, and multiplayer advance unlocks. Yeah, so that was the PlayStation 3, and then this is the PlayStation 2 stuff. And again, this is where it started to sort of dawn on me. We shall get to the dawning of the Epiphany very, very shortly. When you see what state some of this stuff that I've managed to pick up is. So, we've got Le Golden Compass, which I've already got on the Wii. Catastrophe of a film with, you know, James Bond and ex-Mrs. Tom Cruise in it, and Sir Ian McKellen, who appear to turn up in any, you know, sort of film that requires some sort of fantasy element in it, and a angry polar bear, and a game which features none of the people who are actually in it. By that I mean, although their likenesses may be in the film, their voices aren't. In the game, their voices aren't. So they've not used them to sort of do their own voices and things, because they don't appear in the credits. I had a quick look at this when I came back on the train. I thought, well, I'll just have a quick look at this. And they licensed the hell out of this particular film, because I think they all thought it was going to be, you know, sort of a huge sort of franchise. I think was it part 1 of 3 books or something. I know absolutely nothing about it. I'm just trying to remember to see if there was somebody particularly famous in the voice list, but there wasn't. No, not one person sort of like turned up who was reasonably well known, but they licensed figures and stuff. They expect this to be massive by the looks of it. I think they probably expect it to be sort of like the, you know, Lord of the Rings type thing. You actually get a golden compass itself. I'm sure they're worth pence nowadays. There we go, that's it. Discover a world beyond the movie. The movie was bad enough, so why would you want to do that? MTV Pimp My Ride. No, thank you. I've already got this on the Wii as well. Again, not surprisingly, it's immaculate, because I think it's. Again, I'm not sure what the market was on this one. You know, people who like designing stupid cars, art students. I'd got no idea. Featuring music from Zibbit's new album, Full Circle. Well, I can't think of anything less entertaining than a game of this. Enter Pimp City, where bling is king and speed is everything. Now I see what they've done there. Roll with Zibbit. Turn hoopties. What's a hoopty when it's at home? Turn hoopties, which I'm guessing must mean bangers, into head turners. Rip through the city, ghost ride the whip. What a load of crap. Yeah, I'm not sure who's marketing. Yeah, Activision. What are you playing at? Mind you, they're not exactly the checkered history of the old Activision. I've ripped into them in Commodore 64 games in print before, because they produce some god-awful conversions of well-known arcade games and home games that were just crap. Almost lost myself then. You know, but then they sort of become a developer and they start doing things like Call of Duty and things like that. And I don't know, but they don't produce some rubbish as well. I know it's a licensing name. It's you know, it's the not necessarily the team who've developed the software. It's just doing everything. It might be the case. I don't know. I don't really care, to be honest with you. Full Spectrum Warrior, again, a game I convinced myself I've already got, but no, I've got Full Spectrum Warrior Warhammer, I think it's called. No, 10 Hammers. Full Spectrum Warrior 10 Hammers. What happened to the previous 9, I don't know. But it's meant to be it meant to be a really good game, this. Again, plentifully available, so good opportunity to find a decent copy. Based on a training aid developed for the US Army, the most intense action war game we've ever played. one of the best tactical shooters around. Game of the month from FHM magazine. Yeah, so it seems to get down pretty well. From the developers of Star Wars Battlefront and Mercenaries. Well, they're two pretty good games, so you know you're going to get something for that. What we got? Oh, yeah, can't get enough of old Tom Clancy, so here's Ghost Recon. I've got a lot of these for the Xbox, but the PlayStation 2, I'm sadly lacking in Tom Clancy games. You just thought you'd hear yourself. I'm sure I've got Tom Clancy. I've even got Splinter Cell for the GameCube. So this might take my Tom Clancy collection on the PS2 to about 3 or 4, I think. They're relatively cheap to pick up. Another game I've got on the Wii, Doctor Who Top Trumps. What a great idea. Let's take a card game, which you can buy for a few quid at a toy shop, and turn it into a 20 quid computer game. It's about as fun as it sounds, honestly. I think this is probably based on... 1, 2, 3, season 3 of Doctor Who, possibly. I mean, to be honest with you, it's all right. I didn't really know what I was doing because I didn't read the instructions. But it's if you like Doctor Who, it's all right. I don't mind Doctor Who. Battle as the Doctor, Martha, and Captain Jack. Oh God. Or on one of the iconic monsters in the Doctor Who Pantheon. Pantheon. Woohoo! They've not used the word universe and dumbed it down. Top Trumps minigames include battling the cyber controller or testing your Time Lord wits in the memory matrix. A unique Doctor Who Infinite Quest style from the smash hit animated Doctor Who series, so it's a cartoony graphics as opposed to sort of live action. It's not bad, but Christ, you wouldn't. Yeah. Again, that's made the exception about sort of buying sports games, simulation games, but I'd make an exception for cartoony ones. So I don't mind the Everybody's Golf series, so here's Everybody's Tennis. With a slightly broken case. I think it's slightly broken. It doesn't shut properly. So that's technically that's another cock up because that really should have shut. But I'm pretty sure I've got enough spare PlayStation 2 cases to swap this one out for a good one of those really annoying flipping pre-owned stickers on the back which won't peel off because they stuck it onto the bloody cover. That's what the plastic's for. Stick it on that. This one I had to pick up because it looks like it's a crap racer. And I love my crap racers. This is a strange one. It says New York Runabout 3 Neo Age. Now, I'm not sure if there's 2 previous games called New York Runabout. I don't know. Interesting on the spine, it calls itself Runabout 3 Neo Age. That's a real head scratcher when it comes to filing that one in your filing system. It's going under R for Runabout because that's what it is. That's what it says in the spine. That's what it goes down as. By BAM Games, so I'm not exactly entirely convinced this is going to be a particularly enjoyable experience. It looks rubbish, but I like racers. I don't really care how good it looks. 20 crazy vehicles, including tanks, coaches, boats, motorbikes, taxis, JCBs, fire engines, monster trucks, F1 cars, stretch limousines, and speed machines. That sounds like a lot of fun. A lot of fun for your 50p. And then finally, don't buy any games that have got bits missing of them, said Retro Bear before he went in the shop. What the hell is that? There's a bottom case missing from this game. Well, that goes to show you don't check these things properly, even if it is a copy of Splinter Cell, of which they had 3, and of which I left 2 others behind and picked up the broken one. Moron. I feel better now. There we go. I think I must have about every single copy of Splinter Cell for every single system so far. And that's it. So it really should have been a much, much bigger pile than that. But would that pile have made me any happier? Because I've got to be honest with you, that sort of depresses me a little bit. So I had an epiphany. And this was designed to sort of help me and sort of make me sort of think, you know what, this can be fun again. Because I'm not saying that going at game hunting isn't fun. Because it is. It's the fun you make it, and sometimes you have frustrating ones where you can't find stuff that you want and you can't get what you need, and we've all been there. But this particular one, This should have been sort of going back to what I used to do, and I used to just sort of go out with, I used to go out with 20 quid and come back with 30 games. Brilliant. And that was just me going out and buying 17 games and coming back and thinking, do you know what? It's no fun when you're sort of going out with a list. I could just walk into somewhere, but I'd have to spend time going through. Yeah, this is the idea to save me time, especially with things the way they are at the moment. You don't want to spend too long exposed in the elements with other people, especially in shopping centres and shops and things like that. You don't want to spend any longer than you need to out there. So going out with a list is no fun because you know what you're going for. It was a fun day because it depressed me how much stuff was missing that I couldn't get hold of. But I sort of come back thinking, you know what, I'm just not going to do this. I bought 8 PlayStation 2 games. I've got nowhere for them to go. I've got nowhere for them to go. All my space is taken up. Nowhere for them to go. Why did I do that? And by buying those 8 PlayStation 2 games, that sort of takes up space where I could probably get 15 PlayStation 1 games in, which I'm probably more likely to play than the PlayStation 2 games. And there's some 360 games in there, and I thought, well, all my 360 stuff at the moment is in boxes, and there's an overflow, which you can't see down there, of about 35 games. So I'm already beyond my capacity for that. And the more I thought about it, the more I thought, you know what, I'm just going to sort of focus now. I'm just going to focus on picking up systems that I want to sort of get more complete. So, yeah, the Wii. I want to try and pick up many Wii games as I can. Xbox, because, you know, I'm about 270, 280 along with that, which is about a third of the way there. And that makes a bit more sense to carry on with it. Plus, I like the machine. I like the Wii. I like the Xbox. And I wanted to collect more Master System stuff. I saw my video, a few weeks ago with the pickups from local independent gaming shop, Vintage Gamer in Hell's Owen. And I thought, And I wanted to collect for the Master System earlier on this year. So I'm just trying to focus on a couple of 3 systems and things that I want to get, things that I would like to bring into my collection, as opposed to sort of just buying all this stuff and thinking, where am I going to put it? Because no one wants to sit there and listen to a video about somebody complaining about buying stuff and they've got nowhere to stick it about. I don't want to be that person anymore. I don't want to be that person anymore. I just want to sort of focus on collecting for a few different systems. If I see something that's good enough and a bargain and a good price, I'll pick it up. You know, I'm not going to say if I walk past, you know, Rule of Rose and the PlayStation 2 for £1, I'm going to leave it on there saying, I ain't collecting PlayStation 2 anymore. No, I've got to go and pick that game up because it's worth a bloody fortune. I'm not going to walk past anything which I think is a good offer or a bargain. I will pick those up continually, but I'm not going to buy stuff for the sake of buying stuff. And most of you going, thank God, by Jove, he's got it. By Jove, he's actually worked out after all this time. So that may mean that the pickups videos, although they'll still be plentiful, may be shorter. Hooray! You'll have more time to do other stuff. You'll have time to do other stuff. Me, not me. You'll have more time rather than watch this. But yeah, I just think it's about time. Because I'm not sure how much longer I can keep going on doing something like this. Like I said, I keep banging on about. I'm getting older. I'm 45 nearly. How much longer am I going to be collecting for? I don't know. As long as I'm interested. And I think if I'm going to... And I must be honest with you, doing that, it just sort of like annoyed me a little bit. But I love doing this. So I love doing this. So I'm going to keep doing this and just sort of close that down a little bit. In fact, you know, wind that down a little bit, make it a little bit more focused, have a bit more fun with it, and sort of like not slug myself out. So if I do go out and I don't find anything, then I'll say, well, that's good, because I've not bought anything unnecessarily. That should be the way. That's the way you're all sitting there going, that's the way you should do it. Yeah, you're absolutely right. That is the way I should do it. But the way I've done it up until now has just been sort of because everything's been so cheap. Like I said, good deal, I'll pick it up, but I'm going to focus on just a few more systems going forward, and anything that I think that anything that I want. And you'll see what I mean on a couple of videos time. Anyway, that's that for now. So I hope you enjoyed that. That's a bit of fun. If I come across a bit of a rant, please don't think that was the case. It's just me having a bit of fun, and sometimes I'm actually better when I'm having a bit of a rant. I think I find I can be a bit more, funnier. People do like it when I have a bit of a wobble. it is good. But it's good to talk to you again. I really like having your company, and long may this continue. Let's hope so, anyway. As long as your support is there, that's the main thing. That is what counts. And if you do enjoy what I do, don't forget to leave a comment below. Don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, ring the bell, tell your friends, put an advert in the paper. Yeah, it's always nice to talk to you. But thank you for your company. It's much appreciated. This is the Retro Bear. Going for a lie down and take my tablets. Thank you very much indeed for watching. We'll say toodaloo for now, and bye for now, and all that other business. Bye bye.